Okay, that's fine. Thank you for letting me know. That's okay for today's class.
Sorry, I have a question. I'm confused. Today we are going to have classes.
We're just gonna have a brief introductory session, so it's not gonna be an actual class. We only have classes starting on Tuesday, tomorrow, but it is, it is gonna be like an introductory session so that we can get started tomorrow with the actual class.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys, so what about the rest? Diana, and we're missing Natalie too.
Sorry, at the moment I can turn on my camera, but I think in 10 minutes I'm gonna turn it off. Sorry.
That's fine, that's perfect, thanks. Okay, guys, well, so let's get started. First of all, welcome you all to this TOEFL prep course. I'm gonna be your instructor during this course, both for theory and practice classes. And we're gonna prepare you for the TOEFL test so that you guys can take the TOEFL test and succeed. Well, first of all, I'd like to start by saying that TOEFL is one of the biggest programs that we have here at Executive, something that we've been doing for quite a while now. And well, something that I've been lucky enough to be part of too. We've had many students, as you can see now on my screen. We have more than 10,000 students from different places all around the world, basically from different countries, especially here in South America, of course. Guys, so first thing that I have to start by saying is, well, what I was telling you just before, and that's that you guys have to turn your cameras on. So it's kind of a must. Okay, we've been doing this for a while, and we've noticed that when you guys have your cameras on, that's when we are able to kind of really focus and know that you guys are there and are paying attention. So it's for the best. Okay, so please, every class, try to have your cameras on. I will always give you like 5 minutes. I'm gonna be here by 7. Well, tomorrow we're gonna start at 7 p.m. And I'll give you guys 5 minutes so that you can get joining the class and your cameras on and everything else. Okay, but please, it's a must that you guys have your cameras. Of course, today is our first class, it's our first session. It's not gonna be a problem, but starting tomorrow, it's gonna be a really something mandatory. Okay, guys? And well, that's pretty much it. Now, as for the schedule, before there are any questions, as you may know and you must already have been told, we're gonna have classes from Tuesdays to Fridays. Okay, there are actually no classes on Mondays. This is the only exception that we do in order to have this introductory session. Okay, but classes start tomorrow and they're gonna be held Tuesdays to Fridays every day at 7 p.m. Okay, I'm speaking in Bolivian time. So if there's any of you that are not here right now, then you have to do the conversion. And second thing that I have to do is let you guys know that we're gonna be having both theory and practice classes. So during the theory, we're basically gonna cover everything behind the theory of the tests. We're gonna see the types of questions, strategies to answer them. We're gonna see everything that's behind the TOEFL test. And during our practice sessions, we're gonna be practicing with real questions so that you guys can get the hang of it and start practicing right now. Okay, guys? Theory is gonna be Tuesdays and Thursdays, and practice sessions will be held Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, so Tuesday and Thursday for theory, Wednesdays and Fridays for practice. Is that okay, you guys, so far? Do you guys have any questions? Any comments before we move on?
Teacher, in my case, I'm in the university and I have classes on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at the same time. I'm not sure if I can be here. It's not always, but there's gonna be times where I can't be in the class, so I wanted to know if there's a problem about that.
Okay, so I mean, you are gonna miss some classes, but the good thing is that every single class is gonna be recorded. Actually, I'm recording today's class too, and it's gonna be uploaded in a YouTube channel, and you guys will have access to it. So anytime that you wanna catch up, so if you're gonna miss, let's say, tomorrow's class, then maybe, I don't know, like on Wednesday, you can check out the channel and watch the video, the recording, and then you can catch up. Okay, so it won't be a problem because we have those recordings and you can practice tools if you ever need some practice sessions. And I'm gonna be sending you guys some material to through our WhatsApp group so that you can practice on your own as well. So that's, I mean, that's what I could tell you, right? So you can catch up, and I'm gonna consider that you are telling me so that I can take it into account when I'm calling assistance. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Anything else? Anyone else? Okay, perfect. Okay, guys. So first thing, I'm gonna introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. You know my name already. It's also in my video. My name is Andrea, and I'm gonna be, as I was telling you, your instructor. I have been working here. Well, I've worked at Executive English before. I worked during almost 2 years. I think it was starting the pandemic, 2020, that I started working here at Executive English, and I worked here for 2 years. Then I had to stop because of some personal matters, because of a matter of time too, and some personal projects. And now I'm here, I'm back at Executive, and I'm gonna be taking over the courses that are already started too. So, well, that's what I've been doing. I learned English because I went to an American high school. That's how I learned English, because my native language is also Spanish, probably as most of you. And well, after I graduated from high school, I basically started teaching English and focusing a little bit more on preparation courses for the TOEFL, for the IELTS, and well, other standardized tests as well. Now, I took the TOEFL test myself, of course, and I obtained a 114 in the TOEFL test, which is equivalent to a C2 proficiency score. And as you can see on the screen, that's a screenshot of my report. So those are the scores that I obtained in each of the sections of the test. And that's how I can teach you from experience, you know. So I've been teaching TOEFL, and I took the TOEFL, so I can teach you guys from experience how to approach the test, what to do, what not to do. And basically that's what I'm gonna be doing during this course. So that would be me. That would be like a good summary, a brief summary of my experience in TOEFL. So I don't know if you guys have some questions about that, anything that you'd like to know, maybe. Okay, so moving on. Of course, this is a TOEFL course, and we can't get started without knowing what the TOEFL IBT actually is. So do you guys know what the TOEFL is? Does anyone know? Any ideas? Or what it's used for? Why it's important to take it? When do people take it? I don't know. What do you guys say? Any ideas? Oh, nice. I'm sure you know what the TOEFL is, or you have some idea of what it is about. So please tell me, what do you think?
Well, I don't know how to explain what is the TOEFL, but it's a test of English that some universities in America or England need to prove that you know how to speak English.
Exactly. Okay, great, Michaela, thanks. And that's totally right. So actually, you pretty much describe what the test is and what it's used for mostly. So as you said, it's a test of English, and as we have here on my screen, TOEFL stands for Test of English as a Foreign Language. So as you said, it's a test of English, but it is mostly taken by non-native speakers, so people who have learned English as a second language. And as you said it, it's usually used because like a way to prove that you speak English, especially as an entrance exam. So universities in English speaking countries ask for this test. And as you said, you know, mostly in America, sometimes in England. I think that in Europe, there are maybe some other tests that are more common, but the TOEFL is actually valid all over the world. So it's pretty much accepted by most universities where the main language of instruction is English. And I'm sure that that's the reason why most of you are taking the test, if not all. So yes, that's the TOEFL. Now, as for the IBT, any ideas on why I'm saying TOEFL IBT and not only TOEFL? So what is IBT?
Is it
What do you guys
TOEFL but in internet?
Yeah, that's right. It's a TOEFL that you take on the internet, that you take on a computer, right? Because maybe you don't know this, but the TOEFL you can also take it on paper. So it's not very common. I think that the only place where you take it on paper is where you really don't have access to the internet at all. So the IBT is the most common version of the test because there are many versions of the test. There's the IBT, there's the PBT, which is the one that you take it on paper, and there are also the PPT, if I'm not mistaken, which has a different structure and everything else. But I want to emphasize that this course is specifically for the TOEFL IBT, okay, guys, which is the most common one. So I wouldn't be worried if I were you. I'm pretty sure that's the one you're gonna take, but it's important that you guys know this is for the TOEFL IBT. Okay, it has a different structure than all of the other ones and everything. So that's what we're gonna be studying. Okay, guys, TOEFL IBT. So any questions here? No? All right. Now,
Teacher,
Yes.
IBT is the same as PBT?
No, it's not the same. The IBT is an internet-based test, so you take it on a computer. And well, you have a standardized questions, you have to go to a test center, or right now you can take it at home. But the PBT, you have to take it on paper. However, it's not like given everywhere. You cannot take it here, for example, in Bolivia, you cannot take the paper-based test. But I don't know where you're from or where you're located. So I don't know. Is that okay? Are you taking the IBT?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Great. And the structure is different. That's important because you may think that it's the same test, but you take it on paper. No, it's different. So the types of questions are different and everything else. So it's not the same to prepare for the IBT than it is to prepare for the PBT. That's an important thing. Anything else? Any other question? Guys? Now, just like some brief context, first of all, who makes the TOEFL test? It's made by a huge company that's called the ETS, which is basically a company that's in charge of making different standardized tests, okay? A standardized test basically means that all questions are the same. So you can take the TOEFL test here in Bolivia, you can take it in the US, you can take it in in the UK, and you're gonna find the same test, the same characteristics, the same question types. So that is what standardized means. It's basically the same for everyone, everywhere. And that's the company that makes the ETS. I'm sorry, that makes the TOEFL. It's called the ETS. Okay, guys, and it's also known because it makes other tests too that you probably may have heard about. For example, the SAT, which is an entrance exam for usually it includes a math section, so it's different than the TOEFL, but it's also a standardized test. Okay, guys? And finally, this is really important for you guys to hear, so hear me out. Right now, there are two options when you take the test. So probably when you're gonna go to register to the website, to the ETS website, you're gonna find two options. Now, the first one is taking the traditional test, which is where you go to a test center, you take it on somebody else's computer, they're in the test center, and they basically give you the test, right? So you just have to go to the test center and take it there. And the second option is to take it at home. Now that is a new thing that wasn't always there. That is called the home edition test. Okay, as you can see here, it's basically the same test. The questions are not gonna be different. The only difference between the home edition test and the test center test is that the first one you take it at home, so you can actually take it on your own computer, in your own at home. And the second one is that you have to go to the test center. Okay, guys, so examples of test centers, for example, here in Cochabamba, where I'm from, you have the CDA, ASB, I think it's another test center. And well, there are many more, right? Many more depending on where you are. So that's really important. Okay, guys, do you know what test you're planning on taking by any chance? Do you guys know? Natalie, what about you? Do you know what test you're planning on taking?
Do you hear me?
Yes, yes, here.
I am going to take the TOEFL in a center because the university didn't accept me the accommodation test.
Okay, that's actually a good point to bring up. What are, let's say, Sergio, what about you?
The same. I'm going to take the TOEFL but in this case in my college because UPB is a test center.
Okay, great. That's a good opportunity. Okay, guys. So there are some differences. We're gonna discuss that later because sometimes it's a problem deciding where to take it. If it's better to take it at home or in a test center. That's usually the number one question that I get asked during these introductory sessions. So we're gonna answer that question. Okay, both of them have pros and cons. So I couldn't really tell you which one is better, but I think it depends on what you're looking for, on what you need. So for example, Natalie, she actually can take the home edition, right? Her university doesn't accept it. So it depends. It depends on a different number of factors, and we're gonna discuss that in a bit. Okay, guys? So it's an important thing to say too. But before we do that, before we go there, I think you guys were also already telling me a bit about this. The reasons why people take this test, the reason why this is useful is, well, the first reason, the most common one, is when you're applying to a university abroad. So if you're applying to a university in an English-speaking country, it is very likely that you're gonna be asked to take the TOEFL test. Most English-speaking universities, they ask or they require one English test. It could be the TOEFL, it could be the IELTS. Sometimes, right now, I think the Duolingo test is also accepted in many universities, but the TOEFL test is one of the biggest traditional ones, so I don't think it's gonna disappear anytime soon. Now, second thing, of course, it helps with scholarships. So it is widely known that the higher score you get, the more chances you get a scholarship too. So sometimes, even if it's not a requirement, students feel like they want to take the TOEFL so that they can show their English speaking skills, right? So it's another reason why people take it. And well, finally, obviously not everything, I mean, not only students take this test, sometimes people who are looking for applying to certain jobs also take the test. Sometimes it's even a requirement for certain jobs to speak English, so they ask for different tests. And sometimes you just feel like you've come the long way, you've already learned the language, and so the next step is just to take a standardized test, and TOEFL test is a really good option. So there are many reasons why people take it, but I'm guessing most of you guys are trying to apply to certain university. We're gonna see that in a bit. But that's usually the reasons why most people take these tests. Guys, now moving on, now it's time so that we can get to know each other. And I'm gonna ask you guys to please introduce yourselves. You're gonna tell me your name, your city, so where you're living, where you're from, and something that I'd really like to know is why you're taking this course. So why you're taking the TOEFL test, why you're taking this course, what do you need it for? And one more thing that's really important to know too is if you need a specific score in the test. Sometimes universities ask for a specific score, so that'd be very useful information. Okay, guys? May we start with Sergio? Please, can you go?
Oh, hi, everyone. My name is Sergio Morales. I'm from Cochabamba, Bolivia. Okay, where are you taking? Okay, I'm going to take the TOEFL because in my college is necessary to degree, and I need 62 to success this course.
Okay, great. So are you by any chance at UPB? Do you go to UPB?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So yeah, we've had many students from UPB. I know that it's a requirement. I think that also Católica. I think that it's a requirement in Católica too, but I'm not sure. Okay, Sergio, thanks. So 62, right? You said? Anything about that? Okay, so I'm guessing that's a yes. Okay, Sergio, thank you so much. Welcome to the course. What about you, Natalie?
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Natalie Flores. I am from Quito, Ecuador. And I need to take the TOEFL test because I am going to apply for a program in Australia. So I need this test to enter to a university. And the score that I need, it is 60 or 70.
Okay, great, Natalie, thanks. So great, it's good to have someone for Ecuador too. You say you're applying to a university in Australia, right? Okay. And are you applying for an undergraduate program or a master's program?
Sorry, I don't hear you.
Are you applying for an undergraduate program? So like a bachelor's or a master's?
No, I am applying for it is a VET vocational program. It is like a diploma for in here in America, but it is not a master degree.
Okay, it's not a master's degree. Okay, Natalie, thanks. Now, what about you, Ruslan? I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Is that okay?
It is Juslan.
Ruslan, okay.
Well, my name is Juslan Pedro Vargas Rejas. I am from Cochabamba, Bolivia. I am taking the course because I am a software engineer and in my office is necessary. And I don't have a specific score, but I always go as high as I can.
Okay, great. That's a good approach. As high as you can get.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. So you say that, I mean, at work, they're asking you to take the test.
Yeah, no, they are not asking me, but I want to take it.
Okay, great. I like that. Thank you, Susan. So what about you, Micaela?
Hi, my name is Micaela Cantuta. Everyone calls me Cantuta, but Micaela is my first name. I'm from La Paz, Bolivia. And I'm taking the course because I need a TOEFL because I'm planning to study a master's degree in the US. So I need a score between 94 to 104. So I need a C1.
Okay, you need a C1. Okay, that's usually weird because most universities in the US, at least, they ask for a B2, right? So they're asking you for a C1.
Yeah.
Do you have one university specifically in mind?
Well, I'm planning to postulate to NYU in New York and Georgetown University. So
Okay.
they are my
Okay.
options. I have more, but my
That's your-
principal.
Okay, that's good, Michaela. Thank you. Now, what about you, Edwy? Juliana? I don't know which one you prefer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Edby. If it's difficult, you can call me Juliana too. It doesn't matter for me. I'm from La Paz, Bolivia, and why am I taking this course? It's because I'm studying aeronautics. Aeronautic something about airplanes, and it's so important for my career to know English. And I actually think I know, but I need some the TOEFL for saying that I really know it. If I need a specific score, I don't need some because I still in the university and I'm not planning. Obviously, I'm planning to go to another country for studying. But at the moment, I only wanna take how another person said, as much as I can. I wanna take that course.
Okay, great, Edwy. That's really cool. So yeah, it is usually a requirement to speak English for your area of studies. And I'm glad that you're taking it ahead of time so that then you don't have to worry about it. And also if you plan on taking it, because many people take this test not only once, they take it twice, even 3 times. So if in the future you want to take it, then you'll have the experience of having taken it before, of having taken the course. So that'd be really useful. Great, Evie. Okay, and where are we missing? I think we're missing Isaac. Are you there?
Hi everyone, my name is Isagao Cancela. I'm from Quito, Ecuador, and I'm taking this course of TOEFL because I need to certificate my. No, I need. No, I plan to study in Australia with my girlfriend Natalie, and if I need a specific score in this test, I need. Okay, 60 or 70.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. That's really cool that you guys both are taking the test, that you both are taking the course. Honestly, that's another thing that I wanted to say. It's really helpful to have a study partner, to study with somebody, to, like comment different things that you are like finding out along the way. So you guys are gonna be study partners, right? So you have each other's numbers. So it'd be really cool, the group chat that we have is not only to send the links. So anytime that you have a question, you can there like use it as a way to get to know each other and then study together. Because obviously we're gonna do different activities in class. We're gonna do different things during our time class, but TOEFL test is not such an easy thing, and especially if you guys are needing a high score, then it really requires for you to study away, like to take away hours to study too. So it'd be really cool if you guys help each other out and like practice together and do different things. So that's really helpful too. Thank you, Isaac. Okay, and finally, we're missing Natalie. Last but not least, are you there?
Yes. Hi, my name is Natalie Rivas. I'm from Cochabamba, Bolivia. I'm taking this course because I need to validate the English classes from my university, and I need a score between 80 and 87.
Okay, 80 and 87. So what university do you go to?
And no, right now, I'm in the university.
Which one?
Excuse me?
Which university?
UPB.
Sorry?
UPB.
Okay, great. All right, Natalie, great. So that's really cool because you're I mean, either way, you're gonna have to take the TOEFL test for your university. So if you can validate some classes and then have this requirement already met, that's great. Okay, guys. So thank you so much. I'm not missing anybody, right? Am I? Okay, guys. So again, welcome to the course. I really hope that this helps you get where you want to get the score that you need. As I was saying before, it's going to require for you to practice also outside the class. It's going to require for you to ask questions, to be engaged in the class, to be involved, to participate, and not only like to be hearing the class from a distance, but you have to actually be present and actually be there. And I'm going to do my best. And I really hope that we can get along. We're going to be seeing each other for 6 weeks that this course lasts. And I really hope that you find it useful. And anytime that you have any questions, anytime that you want to maybe change the dynamic, that you want to add something to the class, or anything that you want to comment, then always feel free to interrupt me. I really don't mind. I actually like when you guys ask questions and participate. So Welcome to the course again. Do you guys have any questions so far? Okay, guys. So now going back to the test itself and how it is and how it's gonna be. First of all, you're gonna have 4 sections in this test. This is just a little bit about the structure of the test. It's just like an overview of the test, okay? Don't worry, we're gonna get there in detail. We're gonna be seeing each and one of the sections of the test, but just so that you know and have an idea of how this goes, the test itself has 4 sections, okay? It has the reading, listening, speaking, and writing sections. You don't really have a grammar section or something like that. So as I will repeat, reading, listening, speaking, and writing, okay? And you may have an idea of what you're gonna be doing for each one, right? So in the reading, you read something, you answer some questions. Listening, same thing, but you listen to something instead. In the speaking, you will have time to speak. In the writing section, you will have to write essays, okay? So it's gonna be academic writing. Now, what else? As a matter of fact, everything is gonna be academic, okay? I forgot to say this, but another version of the test, I don't know if you've heard about it, is the TOEFL Essentials. I don't know if you're familiar with it. That's a different test, which is less academic than this one. But the one that you're gonna take, the TOEFL IBT, is really academic. So you're not really gonna be finding like letters to a friend or that sort of thing. The vocabulary is gonna be not tough, but academic. So it's not really everyday vocabulary that you use that you're gonna see here. And what else? So that's something that I wanted to start by saying, that I think it's important. So you may be expecting to see some new words to get into different like academic contexts here. Every section has a different timing. So not all the sections last the same. For example, the reading and the listening are a little bit longer than the speaking and writing. The speaking is the shortest one, as you can see here on my screen. We're gonna get into these details when we're seeing each section, okay? So don't worry too much right now. As for memorizing the numbers, I'm gonna tell you later how it works. Right now, I just want you to know that you have these 4 sections. You also have a break in between the 4 sections. That's after the listening, before the speaking, you have a 10-minute break. And well, as for the score, that's really important too. Probably you know this already, but if you don't, the maximum score that you can get is how much? Do you guys know? What's the top score?
120.
120, that's right. That's the maximum score that you can get. That's as high as you can go. Usually there's like a range. So let's say from 113 to 120 is considered as a C2 proficiency level. Then you have B2, B1, C1, and well, different English levels. But I don't want you guys to be thinking of that too much, because honestly, this test isn't only about speaking English. Believe me, if you like ask a native speaker to take this test, you may think that they're gonna get 120, but they probably won't, okay? Because it's not just about speaking English. So that's why we actually have these preparation courses. Okay, it's not just about speaking English, but about knowing the different strategies, knowing the question types, knowing how to approach each section, time management skills. And that's why we have different preparation courses, right? Because it's not enough to just speak English. That's really important to say, right? Don't get too comfortable. Even if you speak great English, you still have to practice, you still have to know the structure and everything else. You guys? Each section is worth the same. So each section is over 30. So 30 times 4, that makes a total of 120. And I'd say that that's a really good thing, because if you're not so good in the listening, maybe you can make it up in the reading or vice versa. So that's pretty much it, okay? Just to summarize, you have 4 sections: reading, listening, speaking, and writing. The maximum score you can get is 120, and each section is worth 30 points. Okay, guys? Is that okay? Do you have any questions about that? No? All right then. You sure you don't have any questions? Okay, guys. So actually, this is not updated. I am sorry about this. We're gonna, although I'm not really sure, but let's just. Okay, guys. So this is how our calendar is gonna be. Okay. Let's try it again. So this is pretty much how we're gonna be organizing our 6 weeks. Okay, during the first week, which is gonna be this week, we're gonna be doing the reading section. Okay, so we're gonna cover the theory of it, we're gonna see the practice, we're gonna do different things related to the reading section. Next week will be all about listening. Third week or week 3 will be about the speaking section, specifically speaking about task number 1 of the speaking section. You will know what I mean later when I say task 1 or 2 or 3. And week number 4 will also be about the speaking section. Okay, guys? Then week number 5, we're gonna do some speaking and some writing. We're gonna kind of divide it into 2. And the last week, week number 6, will be for the writing section. Okay, guys? So you can just take a screenshot of this. It's important that you kind of keep track of what we're doing every week and that you can actually know what we're doing, right? So that you don't get lost in the process. Now, you may be wondering why we're gonna be dedicating so much time to the speaking section and not so much the reading or listening, right? That may be like a really obvious question here because we have like almost 3 weeks for the speaking and only 1 week for the reading. And the reason behind that is that the speaking section is pretty much the longest one. Even though you may remember that it lasts 20 minutes, it was the shortest, but in terms of questions, it's the longest one. Okay, you have 4 different questions for the speaking. So believe me, it requires more time to practice and see the speaking section than the reading or listening. Okay, guys, reading is all the same. So if 1 week is more than enough, listening, again, it's all the same. So all types of questions, all questions are the same. But speaking and writing, they're a little bit different. Okay, you get to produce your own responses. You guys will know what I mean when we get there, but that's the reason why we're gonna be dedicating more time to speaking and writing. All right, guys, is that okay? Do you have any questions about this? No? Okay, now this is really important. Please pay attention here. Besides our regular classes, do you guys remember what our schedule was? When do we have class during the week? Anyone tell me?
From Thursday to Friday.
Exactly. Tuesdays to Fridays at 7 p.m. Bolivia time. Now, aside from those classes, aside from that regular time class that we have, which is 4 hours a week, aside from that, as an extra, you have the option to take these speaking sessions. So what are these speaking sessions? Basically what it looks like. They're gonna be brief 15-minute sessions or calls, these Zoom calls that we're having, but they're gonna be individual, okay? So that means that it's gonna be one-on-one, just you and me, and we're gonna be having these speaking sessions where we'll practice the speaking section, okay? It's gonna be really like organized. So we'll have, let's say, 2 sessions per question. And believe me, maybe you don't think that it's gonna be that useful, like 15 minutes a day, but this really makes a difference because this is a time where I can give you personalized feedback. Sometimes during class, since we are like, I think right now we're like 6, 7 people right now. So sometimes in class, during the practice sessions, I don't really have the time to give you that personalized feedback that you need. So I cannot really tell you, hey, maybe you can, I don't know, you can work on your intonation, you can work on this part of the pronunciation, maybe you can review this grammar lesson for the speaking. So this is gonna be the time where we do that, okay? This is gonna be the time where I can hear how you're responding to the questions, and it also includes writing, so I can review your essays, and I can give you really personalized feedback so that you can actually get better in those specific points that you need, because it's not the same to work as a group class where I'm like teaching in general, whereas when we have one-on-one sessions and I can actually see how you're doing and help you get, I don't know, help you get that progress. Okay, guys? So those are the speaking sessions. Now you have access to 12 of them. Okay, so throughout this whole course, throughout these 6 weeks, you will have access to 12 of these 15-minute calls. Now, how do you do to book these calls? Because you are gonna have to book them. If you make the math, if you do the math, then this course lasts 6 weeks and you have 12 of these calls. So that means that you should be taking 2 calls per week. Okay, guys? I really recommend that you can schedule the calls for like Mondays that we don't have class, or maybe after class, before class. We're gonna have different schedules available. Now, how you're gonna book these sessions is gonna be through the Executive English website. This is the link. You probably have it already. And you have to go to that website. You have to log in and you have to do the bookings, okay? I'm not gonna get into details as to how you do this because, well, the coordinator is gonna be sending you the details in a Word document so that you know step by step what to do to book the sessions. It's not that hard, believe me, you can do it in less than 1 minute, but you will have all the instructions on how to book these sessions in the group chat, okay? And pretty soon, probably today or tomorrow, your coordinator is gonna be sending you the document so that you know how to book the sessions and you can start booking them, well, as soon as you get the document, okay, guys? It's gonna be like choosing what to see in the movies. So you're gonna have different options and you are gonna be like, okay, so maybe I wanna take my first speaking session this day at this time, the other one this other day at this time. So you get to choose from a range of options that are gonna be given to you, and everything is gonna be done through the website. Okay, guys? I really recommend you taking this. Some students don't take it that seriously, don't take the speaking sessions, but believe me, it's really useful if you actually wanna make some progress, especially for the speaking session. Okay, guys, which requires most practice than all of the other sections. So, do you guys have any questions about that? I'm pretty sure you do. What do you think? Everything okay so far? No questions?
It will be a Zoom call.
Yes, it'll be a Zoom call just like the one we're having, but only one person, one of them.
The speaking sessions we have to take twice a week.
I mean,
Or
that
could
would
be
be
more.
You can take it like more times a week if you want. Honestly, how you organize them is up to you. So the one thing that you have to consider is that you have 12 of them. Now, ideally, you'd be organizing them twice a week so that you can, when you finish the course, you'll be done with your speaking sessions too. But if you want, you can take, I don't know, 3 sessions this week, and next week you can just take 1. It depends on how your availability is too. So it's up to you how you organize them. Try to finish your speaking sessions during the time that during the time of the course, during the 6 weeks, because you're gonna lose the sessions if you don't, right? I think that, I don't know if the policies have changed, but I think that you have 1 more week when the course is over to continue with your speaking sessions. But I recommend that you take them starting the first week, right? So it's up to you how you organize them, but you only have 12. Any other question, you guys? No? Okay.
Edgar, what topic we are going to talk in the speaking sessions?
Okay. We're gonna be practicing the questions that you get in the TOEFL, in the actual TOEFL. In the TOEFL test, you have 4 different questions. So we're gonna be doing those specific questions. It's not gonna be just like talking about the news or something. but we're going to be practicing those questions. So it depends on what question you get. For example, in question number 1, you have to talk about like a personal experience or a personal opinion. So we will be practicing that specifically, right? We'll be doing it with the timer on and everything. You'll have the exact time that you have in the TOEFL test itself. So it's more like a simulation of the speaking section, I'd say. But the good thing is that I will hear your responses and I'll give you feedback based on that. So it's kind of like you're taking the speaking section, but with feedback, right? So you can take notes on, I don't know, what to work on, what you're good at, and everything else. Any other question? Guys? So if you don't have questions, then that'll be it for today. For those of you who were late, remember, always try to have your cameras on. All classes are going to be recorded and uploaded to the YouTube channel. The link to the YouTube channel is in the group chat, in the description of the group chat. And what else? I think that was it, right? Those are the main things. We'll start classes tomorrow. This was the only exception, right? It was out of time. It was like, maybe it's even lasting a little bit shorter. But we're going to start actual classes tomorrow. What else? I was going to say something. And that is it. Okay, guys, no questions really. There's one more thing that I want to say, but before, I'd like to know if you guys have some questions.
I don't know if you could show again the scores of speaking, writing, and listening.
You mean my scores?
No, the max scores that we can get on those.
So it's not written down right now, but the maximum score for the TOEFL itself for the whole test is 120. And each section, okay, not 120. And each section is worth 30 points. Okay, so the reading is 30, listening is 30, speaking 30, and writing 30. Any other question?
Thank you.
I was wondering, like, how can I say this? Some other partners said that they have actually places where they can get this exam, but I'm by myself. I want to take it because, like I said, I want to know who I am in English. And I was wondering if there were some kind of advice about where I can take it. I know your teacher explained about what it is, how we take it on a paper, on my at home, etc. But like where I can go to take it, or I don't know, that kind of advice.
Okay, yeah, sure. So good thing is, I mean, now that like that I have some experience with the TOEFL itself, I've been able to find like some good resources. I mean online resources, because when preparing for the TOEFL test, you have two options. You can either buy material, and that's available, like let's say in the official ETS website, you can go there and find different books for preparation. You can find practice tests and so on. They're like, I wouldn't say affordable, but it's an option, right? Second thing you can do is try to look for free material, which is also really available, but you actually have to look very closely. Now, I have found different websites and different places where you can like take simulation tests, and you can take practice tests and find material and everything else. I will be sharing that material with you guys when we get to each section. So let's say in the reading, I'll share material for the reading and listening for the listening. If you want, right now I can send some links so that you can be reviewing that. And another thing that's going to be really useful is you taking the simulation tests. I don't know, you probably will hear about them more later, but probably I think I saw in the group chat that the coordinator sent a text that you have to take the simulation test, right? So that is another really good material for you to practice and to have a look at the structure of the test. You will find real TOEFL questions there, and they're for free. So you don't really have to buy anything. Okay, for this course, like you don't have to look for some online material and buy it. I will be providing that for you. And so that you can actually practice outside the class too. Okay, so I will be sending you that material when we get to each section. And also the TOEFL simulation test that you're gonna take will be really useful too. So those are the two things that I could say.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, guys. Anyone else? All right, guys. So thank you so much for being here today. I will be seeing you tomorrow, but before you go, please, right now you may be seeing a survey on your screens. Please, if you could fill it out for me, it's gonna be a few questions about today's class, which wasn't actually a class, but feel free to answer according to how you felt. And we're gonna be doing this survey every class, pretty much. So please, if you don't mind filling that out for me, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow, okay? Let me see. Oh. Okay, now I have 6. I'm missing one person. If you guys have filled it out already, then you can leave. And if not, please make sure to fill it out before you go. There's just one person who's missing. Okay, guys, well, thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a great night. Bye-bye,
Thank you.
guys.
Bye, teacher.
Thank you, bye, teacher.